This week, we've got a new topic to talk about. It's mental well-being and happiness. Now, you might think it's an obvious thing to put together, but is it? And what do you need to do to ensure that you have enough mental well-being and enough happiness as well?
We're talking about mental well-being as opposed to mental health. When we kind of globally talk about mental health, we're almost always actually just talking about mental illness. And mental health is similar to our physical health. We can have poor mental health and we can have good mental health, but we so often just talk about the poor mental health.
For me, it's all about the daily activities, routines, rituals, whatever you do that sustain you and put you in a more positive frame of mind, which actually leads you to experience more happiness, joy, pleasure, all those nice emotions that we seek to have more of. But moreover, it also protects us from poor mental health. Yes. So instead of waiting to fall into languishing, we can actually reduce the risk of that happening at all by undertaking those little things, and they're often the small things that make the biggest difference, to keep us well. And that's the biggest reason why I think it's so important that, you know, this is something that we should be teaching our kids in primary school, and then sort of going on from there, so that we've all got the tools that we need to know and understand what keeps us feeling more positive and happy.
There are more programs, I think, to get people from below that line to okay. And then we just kind of leave them there.
Yeah.
Right. They're over the line. They're going to deal with it themselves. And really, just like good physical health, if we spent more time bringing people, stepping them up away from being okay towards thriving, then those little setbacks, the small tweaks, the falls or whatever that causes the injury, or any of those things on the mental scale, you're buffeted, right? You're protected. And I know that you must have so much evidence on this, Jenny, from your background, but we know this to be true. When we are loved and surrounded, then those setbacks and those things that cause us angst or anxiety or depression, even when you're up here, you maybe come down to here. You're never touching the line.
That's right. So I see it as being always a work in progress. Because like you say, with your physical health, you know that when you go to the gym regularly to increase your strength and get fitter, it only lasts while you still keep going to the gym, which is so annoying. But anyway, that's the way it is.
Another story.
But it's true for our mental well-being as well. I mean, we can go away on a retreat. We can do something nice for ourselves and experience that as a very pleasurable event. But that on its own isn't going to be enough to sustain a higher level of well-being. So it's those little added bits that we do every single day that keep us buoyed. So I think, the magic combination is a little bit of everything. Nice. So it's about moving more. It's about being social. It's about treating your body as a temple. And so nourishing it with really great food, because we know it makes such a difference. Treating other people as you would like to be treated, and showing kindness and compassion to ourselves and other people. I think that's just the way to do it.
I've got a suggestion for people, because sometimes when we get to okay, or we're dipping below it, it's hard for us to access, I don't know what to do. Yes. So something, and I think we've talked about this before, but something I do myself and I have done with lots of my clients is, what's a list? What are things that give you that good feeling, so that you basically have a cheat sheet for yourself? Because some of the most difficult bits is that 20-second rule, isn't it? Is I have to think about what I need to do. And by that point, you don't have the energy or the ability to do it. So how can you make it easier? And the one thing I think that works really well is, I've just got a list here. And I just need to go read a book. That makes me feel better. I'm going to go, I don't even have to think about it. That's right. So that's my tip of, how to keep that going. Yeah, it's like your workout sheet from the personal trainer. This is what you need. So you don't have to think about it. You can just go do it.
We now have mental well-being and happiness a bit more sussed, hopefully. So we'd love to hear from you what your take on mental well-being and happiness is, or any other things that you do that you found really helpful. Please share.
I want to know what's on your list. What if you make a list, we invite you to make a list. If you make it, share it with us, because sometimes you see someone's list and you go, oh, that makes me feel good. I want to know. So activate our social and chat with us. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next week on Thriving with Sarah and Jenny.
Bye for now.